Hello, YouTube, and everybody else who's visiting, watching, participating, liking, subscribing, commenting. Anyone who dabbles by. But enough rambling. Never's the Wayfinder here. As of yesterday, I meant to do a live stream yesterday, but you know, I can edit better if I don't live stream with shorter videos. For anyone who has watched the play test of the Pathfinder Chapter 2, I thank you. Sorry for the butt shots. I'm working on it. I need shorter videos, so I'm a shorten down the videos so I can edit them better with the SHAREfactory, because the SHAREfactory, you know, if the video's too long, they won't let you edit it all. So that's how I'll get around that hassle. But I want to catch you guys up with what happened Friday. On Friday, November 30th, we played Call of Cthulhu, and if you've seen the last Call, the last Call of Cthulhu story, you know, I'll put an annotation over here. I'll just start the story from there and show y'all where we'll be starting off in the next Thursday's game, which we are planning on not live streaming but recording. So we'll record that either here or at my friend's house. You know, I'll take the PS4 and I'll bring it there to them and we'll record. But first, let me catch you guys up with what happened, because yesterday was a doozy. Alright, so we all woke up in our places. We got dressed. The group, you know, me being Benjamin Pistachio, Johan, Joestar, Lily Mae, and Neva. We all got out of our rooms and went to the lobby on the train. You know, the Oriental Express. It's in the title. I'll just put it there. So what happened there was that I saw Miss V, whose name is Miss Valguer. Yeah. No, Volkia. There you go. Volkia. And I grabbed myself a drink from the bar and I went to talk to her. And I just made small talk, you know. Nothing big. Nothing big. Everyone else was kind of dead. Was just seeing it, if anything of interest for us to happen. Cause what was it? Right. We got called back to Neva's room, I believe, and she told us about how there was a man in how the assassin from last time, Lecter, that was his name, was saying that to narrow these guys down and to watch out and to figure out who else is, you know, who's the thief. You know, so I was like, I could chat with Miss Miss Valkyria, see if she's a thief. I mean, I just want to talk to her. I mean, I didn't think that she was a thief, but you know, plot twist, she's a thief. Well, there goes that plot twist. She's a thief. So just in case, I decided to investigate her. So, Johan noticed, or we saw that there was a worker on the train who was peeping into our room, and when we noticed him, he quickly dashed away, just walking fast. Johan went after him. 2 men followed him. He rolled stealth, did pretty well. Was following him down the train line, which I don't know how you stealth real good in a row of train where there's just doors on either side. Because hours had passed since we were in the, or 8 hours passed since we were in the lobby. I couldn't find Miss Valguer. The ladies and me went back to the lobby, and they ran into that artist guy again, whose name was Robert. We didn't know his last name, but he was a man who was painting. Neva talked to him and was saying, "Oh, now I remember why we were in Neva's room, because of the we know black hand mark, and we were talking about how it's a hand is what I said, or I said it's not my hand, but we need to compare hands with everybody." And he was an artist, so I suggested that she go around and sketch people, see if any of their hands fit, say that she's modeling. And she was like, yeah, I can do that. So like, I'll just go around and ask people to be models. So that's when the worker was peeping in on us and walked away, and Johan followed him, and then we all went back to the lobby to get hand models. Went back. Miss Valkyr was missing. I was like, darn. The old man who was the artist from the last time was there, and Neva asked him if they would like to sketch each other, and he said, "That's magnificent. We should do that." So Neva's like, "All right, I'll go back and grab my supplies, and we'll start sketching." Johan, while following the man down the living, what is it, like the train section? Yeah. The worker turned around, and Johan, in a split second, just opened the door and dashed inside and closed it behind him. The worker, we think didn't see him. I hope so. I hope he didn't see him. What Johan saw was Miss Valguer getting changed. She was changing her lingerie, and he stood there and stared, and we all just started laughing. But he just looked and is all like, no, our storyteller acted out what she was doing. Johan was like, just getting her eye full of all that. So like, and she was all like, and she went, oh, I forgot that. And she was about to turn around, and Johan dashed back out and closed the door. And she got spooked. I'm surprised she didn't hear the door slam the first time. And Johan quickly dashed down the hall to follow the worker, because he was wasting time ogling her. don't blame him. She has a, what is it? She has a 90 in appearance, so she's just the bomb. Follows the coworker down. I get worried for Johan because, you know, the last time he went off by himself, he almost got strangled. So I decided to follow down the corridor to see him in the service quarters because, you know, he was found the worker. Johan gets to the servants' quarters, which I had called the slaves' quarters by accident. And Johan was all like, Ben, we're not that type of people. But enough of that. Johan follows the worker down and sees him entering the luggage area. Johan follows him into the luggage area. Johan sneaks close to him, but not directly behind him, in the boxes. And he saw him fiddling with a box and moving it around. Now I think about that, yeah. Fiddling the box around. And he opened it and closed it. Johan didn't see what was in it, but he was increasingly suspicious of it, so he hid. And the worker put the box back, turned around, walked out, closed the door. That's where I showed up, and I was like, oh, hey. And he was like, oh, sorry, sir, no one's allowed in the luggage area. And I was like, oh, really? And he was like, yes, we've had complaints about, you know, people being back there, and, you know, so we don't want to cause anything to, yeah, we just want to keep everyone's stuff safe. I'm like, okay. So I decided to follow him out. And then I was all like, so who's been asking about their stuff, you know, in particular? He's like, we got various complaints. I was like, darn, thought I had somebody. And then I realized, wait a second, Johan's back there. He has to be back there if he didn't see anybody, because he locked the door behind him. And I ran back there, and I was like, Johan. Johan grabbed his journal book. Well, first he looked at the box, tried to fiddle with it. The lock was in the box, so he needed like a key to open it, and he couldn't get it open, so he just put it back, and grabbed his journal. He got to the door, and I was like, Johan, and he's like, Ben. And I'm like, hey, can you let me out? I was like, okay. My plan was to get somebody to look at their stuff in the luggage and have Johan sneak out. But he was all like, just have someone come in here, say I got locked in, and I was looking for my stuff. And I was like, okay. And then there was one servant who was trying to act all incognito. And I walked up to him and I was like, hey, could you not mention that my friend is in the luggage area, you know, by accident, you know, that he got locked in. And he's all, and the other guy's like, I don't know, depends how much you're paying. And I'm like, can I persuade him? He's all like, no, well, first you got to flaunt your money. I was like, flaunt money? No, fail. Flop money again? Fail. Then I tried to persuade him, and he's all like, you guys are probably like the thieves. And I was like, no, we're not the thieves. We're here to accompany our friend, and we're both military men, so we don't want anything to do to like get us thrown off or anything. And he was like, and I was like, I have a friend who could get you some money. And he's like, okay, because I have a friend on the train with authority to toss you guys out if you're the thieves, or to toss you guys out. And I was like, wait here, I'll be back with the money. Neva and Lily Mae got the art supplies, and they went back to the luggage area. I mean, to the luggage, to the lounge to meet up with Ruben. Not Ruben. Robert. With Robert, and Robert showed up, and she was like, "Oh, I'm ready to sketch you." And he's like, "What? I'm already done." She's like, "What?" And he's like, "Yes, I sketched you already." And she was like, "Wow, really?" And he's like, "Yes, I thought that that's what we were doing." And she went, "Oh, well, I was gonna sketch you like in person. You know, I don't have the photographic memory of a god, so you know, I just like to sketch you in person. But could I see the paintings?" And he's like, "Oh, sure, of course." He goes to his room. The ladies follow, you know, because no, don't want to split the party or anything. Lily Mae follows. When they get there, when they get there, there was 4 canvases painted of her with red X's on them. They all look identical, and there's a 5th one with no red X. And he looked at it, and it was her, but naked. I don't know, like he saw her once. I mean, like he took a mental photograph and just got everything right. And then he took a red brush and slashed a red X on the last one. He's all like, "They're not perfect. They're wrong. They don't capture you." And Neva's all like, "Oh, well, art is all about the interpretation and blah blah blah. So, you know, like, just paint what you interpret me to be in a sense." And he's like, "Oh, okay, well that sounds interesting. Okay." The old man moved some furniture around, asking the ladies not to help because he's a gentleman, and you know, he's struggling a little bit, and they're like, "Wait, I can do this. I have a strength of 90." And he's like, No, ladies. Let me do this." And I'm just all like, "Let him have his pride." And gets out like a big chair for her. And in the end, like, she just can't let him struggle all day, so she picks up the chairs and like, he's like, "Oh, old man like me can't even help out ladies." So they start painting, or Neva starts sketching first, then moves on to painting, and the old man starts painting her. So they start painting each other. Lily Mae, no, that happened after, so I'll get to that. I tried to find Neva and I look in the lobby, couldn't find them. So I look back and I asked one of the employees where Robert was, and they're like, "Robert Longhart?" And I was like, "Yeah, that guy." He's like, "He's in room 2." I was like, "Okay, cool." So I go to room 2, knock on the door, and there's a guy going like, "Go away! Like, what are you doing here?" He opens the door, cracks, and there's his eyeball, and he's all like, "What do you want?" I was like, "Robert?" And he's like, "Who? Robert Longhart?" And he's all like, "Oh, like he's the other side. Like, leave me alone." And I was like, "Okay, sorry." Suspicious man that I never seen on this whole train trip ever. And I'm like, suspicious. Anyway, so I knock on the door. The old man answers. I'm like, "Hey guys." Like, "Hey." I go to Neva. I whisper to her that Johan is locked inside the luggage area, and I need to pay off this motherfucker. And she's like, okay, just here's my key. My bag's over there. Just grab some money and give it to him. And I'm like, okay, cool. I leave. I go to her room. I close door. I grab bag, pull money, put bag back, go to the door, close door, lock door, go. As I walk down to the servants' quarters, I see the servant is talking to one of the employees. I gulp myself and I go, all right, bite the bullet time. I walk in and the servant goes, that's him right over there, sir. And the other guy's like, and I'm like, and I'm just like, all right, dang it. And he just walks up to me and says like, so, what do you do? So, and he's all like, so, sir, I got some questions for you. And I'm like, okay. I'm sure you do, but could you do me one favor? And he's like, what? And he's all like, could you? And I was like, could you unlock the door? My friend is stuck in there. And he's like, why is he in there? And I'm like, well, apparently he went in there to grab his stuff. And he got locked in there. So I'm like, oh, find his stuff, lock the store. He's probably the thief, and you're probably his accomplice. I'm like, no, we're not the thieves. We are not the thieves. As I explained to him, we are not the thieves. We're just here. You know, I saw the guy and the other employee. He walked out. And I got a bad feeling, so I went back and Johan was there. And I was going to go find someone to unlock the gate for him, the door. And he's like, And I'm like, oh gosh, gotta persuade, roll them bones. Make it, spend a little luck so he believed me. He's like, okay. He's like, I got some questions for him. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you do. I am sure you do. So he goes over and unlocks Johan and opens the door. Johan comes out like, hey, I got my book. And he was like, what were you doing in there? So like, I came to find my book. He's all like, no one's supposed to be in there. He's like, oh, I didn't know no one's supposed to be in there. Which he's telling the truth. He did know that no one else was supposed to be in there. Ooh, water. Yeah, he did know that no one else was supposed to be in there. So, got locked in. So, he got locked in. So, Johan got out. Me and him left. You know, Johan got a strike. So, like, if anything else happens that involves you, we won't hesitate to throw you off the train. He's like, understand. So, Johan and me walk to the lobby. He sits down and I'm like, you want a drink? And he's like, yes, please. So I get some gin. Meanwhile, Lecter knocks on the door and Lily Mae answers, and Lecter pulls her out and says, I narrowed down the people and the thief is most likely Robert. But I need to know where he's from. So you can ask him some questions and you catch him in a lie, let me know. But I need to know where he's from specifically. And they're like, and she's like, oh, okay, goes back in, tells Neva. So they start chatting up the old man. They ask him about like his accent, where he's from Germany, what he's doing, you know, just everything. Everything transpires, and well, everything just goes on. Probably the same thing. I'm using words. Neva he finishes the painting, and she finishes his painting, and he looks at hers, and he's like, oh, I never had a self-portrait. I never had a portrait of me before. May I keep it? And she's like, yes. And she looks at his painting, and it's her, but decaying and dying, and woo, a shot for the nervous system. But her mind holds strong. Anyway, Lily Mae says, can we see you at dinner? And he's like, oh, sure, I'd love to have dinner with y'all. And they're like, oh, okay, well, then we'll talk more there. And they leave. While that's happening, me and Johan are at the table drinking. We're sharing information by writing in his journal and passing it back and forth. You know, he tells me about the box and everything. I tell him about the suspicious man in room 2. So we pass that along. And then what happened? Oh, yeah, like, right. This work is crazy. The ladies meet up with us. Lecter asks us to meet up in the room, in Lily Mae's room, and he says, okay, so did you catch Lecter in the lie? Because I'm gonna poison him. And I'm like, alright. And he just pulls out a bottle of ice and like, cause I'm gonna poison him. And I'm like, okay. How about we hold off on the poison? Now I remember what happened earlier, like this morning. The first thing I did after talking with Miss Valguera is that I asked when was our next stop, because we were supposed to stop early in the morning, but we hadn't stopped yet, and it was foggy outside. We were playing some Silent Hill music along with it because it was just so foggy, and we haven't made it to our first stop, and they were telling me delays. I want to go talk to the conductor, but I'm not allowed past the kitchen, which is past the dining room. And I'm like, okay. I told them that, you know, we're not allowed past the kitchen to the conductor, and I'm getting suspicious of the fog. But they're like, that doesn't matter right now, but we need to find out who the thief is, because we need to do this fast, and I need to kill him tonight, because I was supposed to be gone this morning. And I was like, okay. Johan talks about the box and everything, how he needs to get back into or someone needs to go into the luggage room, and says, Lecter, can you pick locks? And he's like, yes, I can, but I'm gonna need some time. And so like, okay, so we need to get Lecter into the luggage area, but it's full of servants, you know, and no guest is supposed to be back there anymore. So we're gonna have to cause a distraction, you know. Lily Mae, process of elimination. We have Lily Mae back up Lecter to be his lookout. Lecter passes me a handkerchief and says, okay, you're gonna be all right, but just breathe into this, and you'll be knocked out, but you'll be fine. And I'm like, okay. I mean, he didn't explain it, but he handed me like a cloth and said, just breathe deeply. And I'm like, okay, I know what this is. I know where this is going. I've seen this movie before. And I'm all like, okay, so the other two, Neva and Johan, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need Johan, because he's my best friend, to drama it up and panic and Neva will be there as a secondary actress. And I'm like, okay, so I just need to pass out, get everyone to come in, including the servants, to get into the back. So what happens? So this is where everything hits the fan. Okay, so we go to the lodge. Johan goes to at the bar. I'm at the bar. I get a drink, and I'm like, okay, if we're gonna do this, I should not be by you when this happens. That just makes it more suspicious. I saw Miss Valkyria sitting at the table, and I'm like, oh, well, I know what to do. So I go sit by her. I chat her up a bit, like we're talking, and I'm like, so would you like dinner? And she's like, splendid. I would love to have dinner with you. And I'm like, yes. But then, like, I smell her nails, or I kissed her hand when I first saw her, but there's a strong scent from her nails. I was like, yes, this is the perfect opportunity. And I go, strong scent from those nails. And I grab the rag and I go, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Now, I had to roll my constitution I had to fail this check in order for this to affect me. So I rolled the dice and I almost passed it by 2 points. And I was like, oh my God, but I didn't pass, so I passed out. So since I fell down. No, Miss Valkyria yells, screams. Johan runs over, and is like, Ben, what's wrong? It's like, what you do? And she's like, I don't know what I did. And he's like, he has a weak constitution. He's like, I don't know. And so like, can someone get me a doctor? And so like, can someone get me a doctor? And one of the employees are all like, oh, yes, we're sending for we're sending for a doctor right now. Like, there's a doctor on the train. The doctor took way too long to like show up, but that worked in our favor because y'all was hemming up and he was like, where's the doctor? Where's our doctor? And he's like, my best friend is gonna die. And Miss Valkyria just cried. She's like, oh no. Everything's going wild. Employees are gathering around. Not servants. Passengers are gathering around. Neva starts playing along too, saying like, "Where's the doctor?" And the employee says, he's over by the workers' quarters. So she just sprints over to the workers' quarters, and the guy's like, "Wait, no, you're not allowed back there." And she goes into the workers' quarters, or she goes into the kitchen and tries to go to the workers' quarters, but and she opens the workers' quarters and there's no one there, and the head chef grabs her and takes her back to the dining room. And the guys are like, the doctor's already there. So I'm like, how did I get here and not pass the doctor and not see him? So I'm like, well, somehow you did. So takes them back, and the doctor says like, he's gonna be fine. He's like, Ben, no. So like, Ben, no. Lily Mae and Lecter are waiting for the servants to get out, but they need a bigger distraction. If only Neva ran towards the service quarters yelling. which everyone was all the patches were already there because Neva started in her room, not in the lodging with us. She gathered the passengers up into that room. Yeah, that's what happened. And then Miss Valkyria screamed, and the servants started running out from the servants' quarters, and they crowded around and started watching as the doctors are like, "Hey, calm down, everyone, calm down. It will all be all right." And Johan's just going like, "My best friend is gonna die," and the role playing was just magnificent. I wish I recorded it. Lily Mae was all like, "Okay, let's go in," and Lecter lock picks the door. He gets in after a while, and the employee tells another employee to go into the servants' quarters, and Neva catches him. And she goes like, "Is my friend gonna be all right? My friend gonna be all right?" And he's like, "Charlotte, the doctor's got it all handled." And she's like, and she had to throw herself onto him, like in a panic stupor, and everything's just gathered around. And then she faints, or she fakes faints on the floor. It's like, ah. And then, Miss Valkyria, she faints, and that just gets the crowd all riled up. It's like, and the doctor's like, "Oh my God, everyone stop panicking. I have this under control." The servant crawls on the ground out of the crowd and into the living quarters, and starts heading back into the servants. It starts heading to the servants' quarters. Lily Mae says like, did like you find the box? And he's like, "Yeah, I found it, but it's gonna take me some time." And she's like, "Well, like there's a guy coming." And he's like, "Well, you got to distract him." And she goes, "Okay." So Lily Mae, she opens the door as he opens the door. He's like, "What?" And she goes, "I need your help. I need your help." And she takes him by the hand, and with her charms, he's like, "Well, blah 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 blah." And she drags him to to her room, and he's all like, "What?" And she's all like, "Help! I really need your help." And he's like, "What are we looking for?" And she's like, It's my medicine. I can't find it." And it's all like, and she's like, "I desperately need my medicine." I was like, Velma with glasses. And then they're all searching. He's searching her room, and she's by the door. Lecter goes in, comes out the door, he closes it. He knocks, he cracks the door and says that he's done. And Lily goes like, "Oh, I found it." And he's like, "I'll just go now." And she's like, "Thank you, love." Not the love part, that's just me. So he goes, and they go to I regain consciousness. Neva, gets up. Miss Valkyria is up. And I'm just like, "Oh God, what happened?" And y'all's like, Ben! And Lily Mae heard that like, they're all like, "They must be gay." So I looked up to Miss Valkyria, and I was like, Miss Valkyria, or Miss Valkyria. And she just looks at me, tears running down her face, and she looks away and just runs into the living quarters. And I'm like, Miss Vakia, and I asked Ben to carry me to her. What happened next was everybody else met back in Lily Mae's room. Lily Mae in Lily Mae's room. And then while they were talking about what he found, I went to Miss Vakia's room, knocked on the door. She said, "Go away." And I'm like, "Miss Vakia, but," and I'm trying to open the door, and it was locked. And I was like, "But Miss Vakia, dinner." And I rolled my persuasion, and I rolled the dice. Got in Call of Cthulhu, the lower you roll, the better the better it is. Unlike most other games, it's a percentile roll. So from 1 to 100. We were doing 0 to 99, but it was that. I rolled a 1, and she unlocks the door, opens the door, tears, her makeup's all messed up, and she goes, 8 o'clock, closes the door, locks it again, and I was like, well, I guess I have a date at 8. And then Johan carries me back to where all the others are. Apparently, Lecter found a green unlabeled a bottle with unlabeled bottle with green liquid inside. Apparently, that box was going to spring a trap if anyone forced it open. So I started saying, I'm suspicious of the employees, not of any of the passengers. I'm suspicious of the employees. And he's left is like, I think you're right. So we're gonna have to plan around dinner and see how that goes. And I'm like, all right. So we're gonna get ready for dinner, and we all nod our heads and drink. And that's where the story ends. That's how Friday ended. There was a lot of role playing. So on Thursday, we're going to play Call of Cthulhu twice in a row again, and this time we're going to record what went down as we did here, and we'll either have the game here or at my friend's house. But it was lovely. But tell me, what do you think of my story, and how do you think it's gonna go? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Who do you think is the thief? I don't know who the thief is. I'm not the storyteller. I'm just a player. But as I end the video, I thank you all for indulging me and listening in. If it's not too much to ask, I would ask y'all to like and subscribe. But if you do want to hear more stories and stuff, I do recommend the subscribing and ringing the bell so that you're notified of when my stories go up and when we play more RPGs. So if it's all great with you, I'm gonna go to bed to get ready for work in the morning. Or not morning, but gotta wake up for work. So you all have a beautiful night and take care.